Richard, Suzi might show up now.
I think I'm going to come into work.
Now, our next guest loves a leather jumpsuit and being a legend of rock and roll.
An absolute trailblazer, Suzi Quatro was an icon of the 70s glam rock era. The singer-songwriter has sold more than 50 million records. What have you done lately? And Aussies have been loving her sick right from the very start. Oh, if you can't give it up, but if that ain't enough, let me go for somebody else. She wasn't captivating crowds on stage, she was sharing the screen with the Fonz. What have you done lately? And now the leather-clad rock goddess is back down under and reclaiming the stage for her 39th Aussie tour. And she's packed a few hits with her. Our love is alive.
Well, here to reclaim this desk is Suzi Quatro.
Yeah.
Now, Suzi, this has got to be a record number of Aussie tours. What do you think it is about? Does any other country love you as much as Australia does?
You know what? There's some kind of synergy that goes on with Australia. I can only explain it this way. I think we've been having an affair for 50 years, and we should never actually get married.
Yeah.
So this is tour 39.
It is.
I don't want to be jumping ahead. Have you already thought about 40 and what we're going to
Yeah, I mean, I'm
celebrate
doing the 39th tour right now. It's a Red Hot Summer Tour. I've got 5 gigs left to go. And then next year I'll be doing my 40th Australian tour.
So you've already got it marked in the calendar.
And the funny thing is I don't like to fly.
Yeah.
So how does that work out?
Very far away.
How are you going to celebrate it? Are you going to eat a snake?
We're gonna what?
Are you going to...
I feel like it's out of context.
No, I'm going to ask the question again. I don't care if you get the context. Would you eat a snake? Suzi Quatro.
He's talking about an actual snake. We were talking earlier about how...
Snakes?
Yes.
Would you want like snakes?
Would you eat one?
No.
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 Asked and answered.
Have you tried it?
It's waiting for me after.
Did you have his or hers?
When you come out to Australia so often, do you have favourite things to do here in this country? Are there things you always do, little rituals you do in Australia?
I have millions of rituals, but I've been... Don't go there. I've been to this country so many times that I've had the enjoyment of getting really to know the country. So I was just in Brisbane, and I actually boring. I walked to the mall every single day at 11, all the way down. Ambled around each shop, looked at the closet. I didn't buy anything. Had a Diet Coke at Jimmy's on the mall, and then walked back. I am
I'm from
routine.
Brisbane. So I'm there with you. I'm like, Jimmy's, I'm there.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy's on the mall.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yes, it's so good.
And how good is Jimmy? Like, just...
Oh, I had a great thing. Hang on. Oh, this is great. I was walking through the mall the other day. And this has never happened to me in my 60 years in the business. I got come up and he went, you know they're going to say, are you Suzi? But he went, you're that girl that used to play bass. So I went, that's great. Got that right? You're that girl that used to play bass. Oh, couldn't you think of something better to say than that?
Well, also, correction, you still play bass. You've got an album coming out next year. Does the creativity flow differently now than what it used to?
I am having more fun than I've ever had in my life. I'm blessed. I'm getting reviews of my shows right now. I do 2-hour shows with a 15-minute interval. One of them, my husband actually called me and said, did you write this yourself? I said, no, because it was that good. So I'm enjoying, I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm who I am. I don't have anything left to prove. I've been around a long time, so I can just take you on a journey every show. And you can see how I talk. I'm very passionate about what I do. I love my job. I love making every single one of you smile.
Well, you saw
And when I'm rocking, I can have 10,000 people in that audience. If there's one person sitting on his ass, I'll find him.
You know who you are.
Speaking of how your performances and, I guess, lifestyle has evolved over the last couple of decades, you were saying, last time you were on the show, you were saying you've changed a bit and maybe not so much into sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You said you could only do one. So what would you pick out of sex, drugs, and rock and roll? What's your...
Now you are putting me on the spot. Well, the one that's the most natural.
Doesn't
Oh
know
my God. Can you just give me a shovel so I can dig a little?
Sex, drugs, rock and roll, or snake? Go.
No, I say, I'm a good Catholic girl. I say rock and roll is where I sit.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't need the drugs.
Until after the show, anyway. I would like us all to step aside. We should all step aside because Georgie has a very important topic that she wants to bring up.
Suzi, I do. We did see it in the package there, and you commented on it yourself. Your amazing performance in the iconic British murder mystery show, Midsummer Murders, and you got to be a part of that, and it is my ultimate dream to be a part of that. What was that whole
chilled. This is the moment you got chilled.
experience like? This was it. And
Are they trying to tell me something?
this is
Now
you
I'm
being electrocuted.
Look at that.
What was this moment like? What was the whole filming process like? And how did
I die well, don't I?
How do you reflect upon that particular moment?
I was okay doing that, that's fine. But what was strange was seeing them carry me off it like in a casket. And that was weird to see that.
Yeah.
But I'll show you a little something, everybody, just real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I had to do a part in Dempsey Makepeace. Didn't have a lot of dialogue. I was kind of a crazy woman, thought that he was in love with me and he wasn't. And so to make my part work, you have to get this on close-up camera, I had to look in the mirror until this little spark that you see disappeared. And I'm going to do for you now.
Oh,
And
here we go.
you won't like it. No, you
I
won't.
won't like it? Okay,
Right here? Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. It's 2 seconds.
Alright, okay. Oh my gosh.
Can I just say, as you're preparing, that you're the most famous Suzi, and I'm really excited.
Oh my God. Horrifying.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Are you all right? Yeah. I did it in a mirror. I did it in a mirror so that the spark went, so I could play the crazy woman.
Oh my gosh, no.
Is that how you prepare for when you're Susie as well?
That's how I do it. Any other
You do have to inhabit the part.